Hi everybody, I am Gabby Johnson from the University of Minnesota, and I'm here to talk about the Varsity Blues Scandals today. Specifically, how did it affect college admissions? So first, let's talk about some background. What is the Varsity Blues Scandal? In 2019, investigators uncovered a national bribery scheme. Wealthy parents were paying to get their kids into prestigious universities, not by their grades, not by their merit, but through cheating, fraud, and specifically fake athletic credentials. So, who was in charge of all of this? Well, there was a middleman, and his name was Rick Singer. He was depicted as a college counselor, but he was really just there to be a middleman, get the kids to college. He created what was called in the scheme the side door. So basically the parents are paying this man to get their kids through the side door of the university, not the front door like everybody else. So how did this work? Typically, parents paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to Singer to twist around these kids' stories and ultimately get them into these higher education institutions. Singer would bribe coaches using fake athletic credentials, specifically saying kids had skills that they didn't. This got them into the universities. The coaches also got in trouble for this. He made unqualified students look like star recruits and athletes. Morales from PBS NewsHour in 2019 states that we're not talking about donating a building. We're talking about depiction and fraud. You guys may know the actress Lori Loughlin. She's Aunt Becky in the show Full House. Her and her husband paid $500,000 for their daughters to be shown as rowing athletes. Other parents, not as famous, used test fixing to boost SAT and ACT scores. This was basically having the student that was going to the college in the same room as a random person. They both take the same test. This student, they're taking the test, but this person knows all the answers, and this person is going to write this person's name, so they'll have almost a perfect score on the test and ultimately get into the university using that method. Through all of these loopholes, over 50 people were charged. This shocked the country. It wasn't just cheating, it exposed how money and privilege shape who gets into the top universities. It also proved that the college admission system is not fair, and that some families could buy opportunities that others did not have. Lou Brano, 2019, from the Varsity Blues Scandal exposes inequality among classes, says these parents are a catalog of wealth and privilege. This kind of just states that wealth and privilege have unfair advantages. What did this scandal reveal? Well, the scandal showed that college admissions have loopholes, many of them. Athletic recruiting was not monitored, meaning the recruitments being made did not have any oversight, and they kind of were just doing whatever they wanted to. And that wealthy families had access to private communications. Perry Brookings, 2019, stated the high-flying corruption should put a spotlight on the current efforts to dismantle affirmative action. By this, he means we should put a spotlight on affirmative action and make some changes. So how does this impact admissions? After the scandal, schools tightened rules. Coaches faced more supervision than before, and test security increased. The public had a demand for transparency. Another quote from the PBS NewsHour states that there's a real disconnect between the way colleges talk about equity and merit and what you actually see. The student bodies are almost entirely made up of students from income quintile. The colleges kind of sugarcoat things, and we never know. Many things are just getting covered up. Why does this still matter? Well, even years later, the scandal raised big questions. Who truly has access to higher education? Who gets left out? And what does fairness really mean in terms of admissions, college, higher education? We don't know. Researchers Reddy and Shan argue that their findings highlight the level of student sensitivity to public information and imply that low-income applicants desire equitable admission systems. I think we can all agree that we want fair admission systems, knowing and having the satisfaction that we all put in our best shot, and the students are the ones getting in, not the parents, not the legacy that came before you, just you. The Varsity Blues Scandal wasn't just about fraud. It was about inequality and a system to benefit the few, not many. I hope you learned something new today, and I hope it leaves you thinking about our college admission system and what needs to change.